Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing? Type in the chat here. Let me know if you guys can hear me. It's been an eventful day for me. Let's see if I can get somebody to type in the chat. So far, I don't see anything. That's not a good sign. Okay, now you guys are, okay, good. So you can see and hear. So a little bit of delay coming in with GoToWebinar. Very, very interesting. So hold on a minute. So first of all, let's do a roll call. And if anybody, I haven't done the Q&As for the last 2 weeks, so I see the attendance is down a little bit. If anybody wants to jump on a call and talk to me, please do. If you are live on the Q&A, please let me know down below. Okay, so crazy thing, guys. I actually am on my third computer right now. So I had one laptop crash. Well, first of all, my main PC completely crashed. So I took it to get repaired. It was gone for about 3 days. And so I was using my laptop and my laptop crashed. So I'm like, okay, show's got to go on. So I went and pulled out my old laptop and plugged my old laptop in. Guess what? Boom, crash. So somebody up above is trying to tell me something. They're trying to tell me I'm not supposed to be doing this launch or something. Anyways, I'm back on my desktop PC. And so I don't have the setup I usually have and everything. So I just ask that you guys have patience. But at any rate, the goal of this Q&A is to make sure that you guys get all of your questions answered if you have any. And then I'm going to kind of show you the direction that we're going with EverLesson and some of the new things that we have going on. So if you'll come over here and type in the chat, please. And just so you know, I'm not going to be long because in 2 hours and 57 minutes, we got part 2 of simple course creation going down. And you can see that I've been making changes to the interface here and everything. Yesterday was just kind of a test. And we're testing different things with our webinar platform. There's a lot of cool stuff happening here. And trust me when I say that this is just going to be a very, very, very advanced system. We understand marketing like nobody's business. And a lot of you got to know me from watching a webinar on some launch or something. So I've gone out there and done webinars for some of the biggest guys in the business. And the reason why is because I was converting higher than anybody else was. At one point, I was converting at 80%. Now, I have a secret to doing that, and this whole entire system here is based on that secret. So don't just think that you're looking at this and saying, okay, well, it looks like everything else, because that's not the case, okay? And somebody's saying the date is off here. That's okay, no problem. You guys are seeing kind of the behind the scenes stuff here. But like I said, it's been kind of difficult because of all the technical obstacles I've had, okay? So I'm gonna come over here to this special one, and this one's gonna be a mess, guys, and I didn't really care. I'm just using it for myself right now, so this is not something that's open to anybody else. So it didn't really matter to me that this one was not correct. So let me just come over here and we'll just change that to the 10th. There we go. Thank you for pointing that out. And yes, that's it. We'll save it. Come back over here, Control-Shift-R. All right, so what I've learned through doing this whole process is this is really cool. It is really cool embedding the video like I did yesterday. Now, obviously, I got a little bit of a learning curve there, and I got to figure out how to set all that stuff up ahead of time before I actually go live on the call. But what I was doing was I was using Zoom, and I was sending it over to YouTube, and then we were embedding it in our page here, and then this is our own comment management system. But not only that, guys, we were also syndicating it out to Facebook. Now, you guys may remember I have a very dear friend named Andrew Graham, and Andrew has a software called LiveLeap. So I just want you to understand what it is we're doing, because you're going to be able to do the same exact thing with our auto webinar platform, because now that I got this dialed in, I'm going to be able to add it to your guys' auto webinar setup, right? So the first thing is we're using Zoom, okay, and that's working perfect. And then what we're doing is we're broadcasting to YouTube. And the reason why we're doing this is so that we can get an embed code. And there is better solutions, because here's the problem I had yesterday when I did this. When I was live on the call, because there was like a 45-second delay, I wasn't able to engage with the audience like I really, really wanted to. Okay, so there's some other live streaming platforms that we're able to use, and we're going to check those out and see if I can get it to where the comments can be in real time. Because for me, that's very, very important. I got to have the comments in real time. Okay, but at the same time, we are also broadcasting to my fan page, and so then using LiveLeap, we were able to broadcast to all the groups. Had I set it up right? I didn't set it up right, but tell me right now, guys, type in the chat and let me know. Isn't that an awesome process? Isn't this an awesome process that we have right here? I am so excited with this because I'm so frustrated with GoToWebinar, especially with what happened the other day. So this is what you're gonna be able to do. So you're going to be able to create pages just like you're seeing here and everything. Then we have our own internal comment system. So you could see that where it's blue, that's because I'm an admin. So I was able to go and set up admins. And we're going to change this up here. So when you join the chat, this is going to look like a social media setup. I'm doing everything I can to replicate Facebook. So notice I'm using Facebook's colors, and I'm kind of using their little circles here and everything else. There's a reason for doing this. And do you guys, you like the looks of this versus where it was yesterday? Type in the chat, yes or no. It's pretty sweet, right? And so when somebody sees it, they think that there's something going on here with social media. And so right away, there's going to be a trust with your presentation. Does that make sense, guys? Somebody who is not familiar with auto webinars and the webinar world and everything, they come over here and they see icons like this and they think that this is like Facebook or something. So there's an automatic trust that goes to what people are familiar with. Okay, so kind of on the same lines. So that'll go down in 2 hours and 49 minutes. Now, here's what's interesting. I just want to be honest and upfront with you guys because I really want to be an inspiration to you and I want you guys to learn from me. Would you be surprised if I told you that, I don't even know if I can do it here because I just now hooked this up. I'm using this really cool thing called P-Cloud. Let me see if I can get in there. Would you guys be surprised if I told you that I don't have the presentation ready for this deal that's going to go down in 2 hours and 49 minutes? Would you guys be surprised with that, yes or no? Now, I know what it is I'm going to present. I know exactly what I'm going to present, but if you guys follow the process that I've been teaching you with simple video creation and everything I taught in the Las Vegas event and everything else, if you follow that process, then you're able to put these things together very, very quickly, okay? It's a matter of rinse and repeat. But now you got to have an idea what it is you're going to teach, but if you recall, when I did that slide, I said, look, here's what we're going to cover in day 1, and I made sure that we covered that. Here's what we're going to cover in day 2. Here's what we're going to cover in day 3. It's very important that you lay all that out ahead of time. So as soon as I get off this call, I'll have about an hour and 48 minutes, and I'll go and I'll basically take the first slide and I'll modify it. Remember, the branding, the identity, all that's going to be the same, but I'm going to modify it so that it works for the second session. And everybody will love it. They'll get a ton of value out of it. Everybody will be happy. And if I had a link, everybody would buy. So Debbie's saying seat of your pants. No, not so much the seat of my pants. More so there's just a lot going on. And I've got that down to a science where it doesn't take me long to do one of those presentations. Now, if it was a sales webinar, we're talking about a completely different story. I need to put some time into that. I got to think about the objections and everything else. But all I'm doing is teaching what it is I've done for 15 years. So it's pretty easy. Okay. Now, here is where the big excitement is happening. And the logic here, guys, has been so very complicated, right? So we got it to where you can come over here and you could choose your different themes. And I'm making changes here because what I want to happen is when you choose a different theme, and you click apply, it would actually show you the previews before it goes and loads all your pages, because this is going to take a minute. But my argument was, well, let's get it to where the thumbnails show up first before we go and load all these pages. Okay, so we're going to choose a theme. All right, you guys have seen this. And now here's where things are getting very, 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 very advanced. Okay, you're going to go through here and fill out some basic fields. Nothing real complicated. Pretty easy stuff. I've shown you this one. I've shown you your order setup. I've shown you, you know, if you want to do any external scripts, man, Bob, we got to kill this stupid thing again. Any external scripts, you know, we can put those there. Privacy policy, I'm going to do something special there. I'm going to have it to where it generates it for you automatically. And then this is what I'm most excited about. And I've been talking to you about this for a while now. And the logic with this, I've just been racking my brain with this, guys, because it is so powerful, so freaking awesome. And I'm revealing every secret that I have to converting webinars. And I'm going to allow you guys just to basically have a template where you're going to be able to go and deploy this, okay? So if you look here at the top, we have this one that says survey link pre. And all I got to do is turn it on, and I would go ahead and type in one of my links from my survey. So you can use, you know, we have our survey platform. You can use that. You can use social surveys. You can use SurveyMonkey. It doesn't really matter. But the point of this right here is you're going to say, okay, what would you like to learn on this webinar? And so what it does, it gives you the information so that you know the direction you need to go with the webinar. But not only that, it gets them excited, and it lets them know that you really care about their success, okay? So here's what happens. This is a short code. And what I've done, let me just see if Jimena, if you're on the call, I'll get you here in a little bit. Let me just see if I can get in there. I don't even know if I'm logged in here anymore, but let me just see if I can maybe get in there. Because it's a lot easier to show you this than it is inside the software. So, because I want to kind of show you what's happening behind the scenes. So let me see if I can get in here really quick, guys. Hold on just a minute. I told you my computer was going through a brand new setup here. So let me see if I can get in here, and I'm gonna show you what it is that we have programmed in so that you understand it, because I just can't wait. Like, this is such a relief for me. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see if I can get in there now. Okay, I'm in there. Now let me come over here to my docs real quick, and I'll show you what we have going on. Okay, so not sheets, but I want the docs. The docs, the docs, the docs. Okay, here we go. All right. And okay, so let me bring this over here, and I'm going to show you. This here is set up for you as soon as you create a course. Okay, and guys, these are my highest converting swipes. They're just here to get you started. Okay, so you can see we're going to give you pre-swipes, right? So subject, and then training, and then what we're going to do is we're going to pull in your webinar title. Right, and so you'll be able to rewrite this. Hey there, you're not going to believe what I have planned for you on, and then we're going to pull in the day of the week for you, right? So you may say, hey, it's going down on Tuesday. Whatever, this just kind of gives you somewhere to start. And we're going to integrate it with some spinners as well, so you guys will be able to like spin things and all kinds of cool stuff, right? So the information I'm going to share with you will absolutely blow you away. Here it goes. How would you like to learn how to? Well, you guys are going to type in the webinar benefit, what they're going to get from the webinar, and then it's going to be pulled in. Well, on Tuesday, you're going to learn how to do exactly that. And then we're going to automatically pull in your registration link for you, because we know the page it's on. And make sure to register even if you don't make the webinar, as I may be able to get you a replay. Make sure to register even if you can't make the webinar, as I may be able to get you a replay. Okay, that makes sense. Here's what I'm going to be sharing with you live on this call. So you guys know that you've already gone and typed in secret 1, secret number 2, secret number 3. So all of those things are right here under general setup. If you come down here, look, secret number 1, secret number 2, secret number 3. You're giving me the information I need to complete this email for you, where you guys don't have to guess on anything, right? So I'll bet you're excited. Again, we'll be doing this webinar live on this day, webinar date, webinar time. Now, I put so much work into these guys, so much work. Now, this part right here, this is easy for me, but you're going to see where the work comes in. So then day number 2. Hey there, hope you're ready for our live presentation this day, this time, da-da-da-da-da. Here's what you can expect to learn. I'm going to be revealing 3 things. It's important to lock in your spot now because spots will fill up fast. Click here, da-da-da-da-da. See you on the call. All right. So you can see that we got this pre-email series, okay? And so, and we'll have different subject lines for you that are pulled in. And again, this just gives you somewhere to start. Now, obviously, you're going to want to use the links like I have them. You're going to want to follow my format. But, you know, if you're doing a webinar on like cryptocurrency, if you're doing a webinar on Camtasia, if you're doing a webinar on real estate, you want to come in here and add a little bit of spice. Understand, guys, I'm not able to do that for you. Does that make sense? There's no way I can possibly know what your niche is and then have it go down like that. Like, I'm just going to have to train you to spend a couple minutes adding a little bit of spice to your emails. But even if you don't, I can promise you these emails right here are going to get people on your webinar, and they're going to put you in a position with the replays where if your offer is good, you will make sales. And this is what most people are missing, okay? So you can see all of the pre-emails. We even got one reminder we're starting in less than 90 minutes, okay? And then I think we go down here. Okay, now this is called an indoctrination. So this goes out 2 days before, and it's subject, registrants only, what to expect on the, and then your webinar title, right? Hey there, just a quick reminder to let you know we're still ready to rock with the webinar on Tuesday. I can't tell you how excited I am to be hosting this for you. You should have a webinar link in your email. If you don't, please let me know. I'll make sure we get you registered. Here's what you're about to discover. Boom. I'm going to be revealing 3 things live on the call, right? See you on the day. Here's the date and time of the webinar, just in case. We're going to pull in the webinar day, the webinar time, your name. How many people feel like if you have this queued up, ready to go, that you're off to the races? Type in the chat here, yes or no. Type in the chat, yes or no. Guys, I am good at what I do. I am really good at what I do, and I'm not only giving it to you, like I know you guys have been given swipes before. I'm not only giving it to you, I'm linking it all for you, and I'm queuing it up, ready to go, whether you like it or not. It's going to go. Click of a button, they're going to go, okay? So now we come down here, look, 1 day before. The big day is approaching. Hey there, we're about 1 day away from rocking out with this webinar. I have to tell you the questions are pouring in. The response has been nothing short of amazing. I wanted you to know that I will be answering all the questions you have live on the call. We're going to have a great time. Now, if you can do a big favor, I want to make sure this is the best webinar you've ever attended. As a result, I put together, okay, so now we're going to talk about this here in a minute. This is called an enhancer. So then 1 day before, okay, and then T-1 hour. This one right here is going to be your biggest opener ever, okay? So yes, we're getting ready to lift off. This is your last warning. The webinar time is fast approaching. Here's what you need to do. Wrap up whatever it is you're doing. Head to Starbucks, pick up your caramel macchiato. Make sure Facebook, email, Skype is all closed. Have a pen and notepad ready. Let's rock this thing. How many people are feeling pretty good about these emails? You guys have all joined webinars from emails just like this, right? Well, these are going to be your emails, and now we have one going out 15 minutes before. Are you joining us? We're getting ready to do a live training called Webinar Title. It's going to go down in 15 minutes. You should have a webinar registration link in your email, but just in case you don't, go ahead and click here to get on the webinar. People are still registering by the minute, so make sure you lock in your spot. Here's what we're going to be covering on the call. So you got number 1, secret number 2, secret number 3. Okay, have to wrap it up and warm up my coffee. See you in a few minutes. And then this one goes out 15 minutes after you guys are live. Look at the subject line, live, live, live. We are live right now. We just started the webinar. For some reason, can't join. Please keep trying. You should be able to get through, though. You should have the webinar link in your email. Here's what you're going to be discovering. Sometimes it takes a couple minutes to try to get on the webinar, so keep trying. You don't want to miss this one. See you on the call. Okay, so that's called your indoctrination series. The point of the indoctrination series is to get the people that registered on the webinar. Now, is there things we can do to the indoctrination series to make sure we get people on the webinar, guys? Yes or no? Because you know what? I'm going to convert about 30% of the people. 30% of the people that registered are actually going to get on the webinar with these base emails here. But when I add the magic, I call it webinar enhancers. When I add those webinar enhancers, guys, it's a whole new ball game. And that's when you start converting 60, 70% as far as the attendance on your webinar. Okay? So now down here, we have the webinar replays. So this goes out 1 hour, time-sensitive follow-up from today's training. Holy smokes, what a great turnout on our webinar. We exceeded our expectations for the number of attendees on today. Now, because time is of essence, I wanted to send you a quick email to remind you that you can get all the details on the limited time offer I've made here. Click here for the webinar recap. I'm not sure how long I'm going to leave this webinar up, so you better move fast or risk getting locked out. As I mentioned in the training, I'm limiting the number of people who are able to take us up on this offer. That's why if I were you, I would click the link below right now and see if the offer is still available. Click here to watch the replay. Take care. Your name. P.S. This offer is very time sensitive, so you want to get to sign up page ASAP. Click here to watch the webinar replay. Guys, is there anybody focused? Is there anybody reading this email right now saying, you know what, I would never take action on that? Do you even recognize the fact that these emails are not specific to any niche, strategy, or marketplace? Have you guys picked up on that? Hold on a minute. I'm going to turn off the heater real quick. So I'm in Wyoming right now, and it's snowing. So my point here is these swipes are going to work. They're going to work for you. We're using the right language. We're using the right psychology. It doesn't matter if you guys even go and tweak them. If you tweak them, then they're going to add a little bit of personality to them. People are going to be able to bond and resonate with you a little bit better. But even if you don't, I'm telling you, you're going to get better conversions you've ever had. All right, and then let's see. Same day, right? This one's going to go out the same day. Subject replay. Wow, so many people are hitting us up asking for the replay from the webinar we just finished. The thing is, we need a little bit of time to burn the replay. It's still hot off the press. And remember, this is a time-sensitive offer. So you need to take action ASAP. If you're ready to learn how to blah, 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 then click here for the replay. Here's what we revealed on that webinar. Secret number 1, secret number 2, secret number 3. Everybody is really digging this presentation. So again, here's a replay link. Enjoy. Don't wait to watch this now. You'll be glad you did because it's going to expire soon. Okay, so you're starting to see how this whole process is going to work. Now, and then it goes into a 10-hour close. I think it goes into a 3-hour close. And then I think it finally goes into the doors are closing, right? Guys, this sequence, oh, and right here, we're going to pull in your order description. So you'll be filling that information in as well. So if I come over here to order setup, you see that I've asked you for that information. What are you going to get? Well, here's what you're going to get. Here's the value. Now, do you guys see how we're able to pull that into the pages? But more importantly, guys, we're able to pull this in your emails. Is everybody starting to see why these simple little fields are so very important? They're so very important. And what they do is they give us a really, really strong base to get started with. And then you're able to take that base with a proven formula and make minor tweaks so that it's personal to you and your offer. Okay, now, who's ready to get a little bit advanced? Are you guys ready for this? Because I hope you got a bottle of Tylenol or something, because this is so, the logic behind it is so confusing, but it's so very powerful for what you guys are doing, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here. These are the base swipes. Now, if I come back down here to webinar enhancers, okay, as soon as you activate any of these enhancers, magic stuff happens to your email series, okay? And we're just getting started with this. Like, we've already built it out, but I'm just kind of, I'm like absolutely blown away how we're able to do this. So we take the same exact swipes, okay? And look, if you went and said, hold on a minute, I'm sorry. If you went and said, okay, I want to give them a free gift, so I'm going to give them lead gen, Monopoly, okay? And I'll say this guide is going to help you generate leads from social media. Okay, so something like that, and then I can go and put the link in, that's fine. Okay, if I turn this on, so let me turn these off. If this is the only one that's on right now, guys, what happens is your emails get tweaked. And see where it's blue? So same email, but look where it's blue. P.S. I have a special gift just for attending this webinar. I'll tell you more about it once you register for the training. You're going to love that. Oh, do you think that that's going to help your conversions, guys? Yes or no? Do you think that's going to help your conversions? Do you see how a simple little switch just completely modified that email? And if we come down to the next one, oh, there it is again. Register now and receives a free gift on the training. We got the webinar registration link. If you don't have that button on, then this section here in blue doesn't appear. Okay, so if we come down lower, day number 2, right? Click here to reserve your spot on the webinar, and this is tying to the gift. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you, I have a really cool gift I'm giving to you just for attending this webinar, so make sure you register now. So I'm kind of playing on the curiosity factor, I'm playing on the surprise factor, okay? And then we get down to day number 3, and it says, awesome, right? We have a few surprises for you as well. As a matter of fact, everybody's been asking me about the special gift they'll be receiving just for attending this call. So here it is. When you attend this webinar, I'm also going to give you Lead Gen Monopoly. It has a value of $37. Are you guys starting to get some light bulb moments here? Are you starting to see how important these switches really are and how you're going to be able to use this for all of your webinars, all of your courses? Like, look at this. Let's see. All the best, your name. P.S. Remember, you're going to receive Lead Gen Monopoly just for attending this webinar, but you have to sign up now, webinar registration, while there's still time. Okay, and then we get down to 90 minutes, and you can see it's starting to get short, right? And the last call to grab a spot on the train, it's about to go down. Whenever we do these kind of presentations, somebody always misses out because they don't get registered in time. Don't let that happen to you. And you don't want to miss the Lead Gen Monopoly just for attending. We're going to teach you da-da-da-da. Okay, all the same stuff. Right? So in the pre-email series, the only thing that we're going to do is offer a gift. That's it. That's all we're going to do with the webinar enhancers is just include a gift. Now, here's where the complication starts. We come over here to the indoctrination, which means they're already registered, guys. So now watch what happens, okay? This is an alternative email that's going to go in there if you've gone and added a resource. So if I come back over here, you see this one that says webinar resource? If I turn this one on right here, and I'm going to give you the blueprint to help you on the webinar, okay? And this blueprint is going to explain how to do da-da-da-da-da-da, right? Okay? Is going to da-da-da-da. Okay, so if you turn this on, then this is a big deal. This is a humongous deal, guys. It's massive, and this here is going to get people on your webinar. So as soon as they join your webinar, the first email that goes out, guys, subject, registrants only, what to expect on the webinar, right? Now look at this. Totally different email than what we had before. I'm excited to have you join me for a webinar training title. Before you attend the webinar, I want to make sure you're ready. So I have a special gift for you. Click here to download that special resource, and you're going to learn to do da-da-da-da-da-da. You should have a webinar join link in your email. If you don't, please let me know, and I'll make sure we get you registered. Here's what you're about to discover. I'm going to be revealing these 3 things to you. Now look, it's blue, which means if you turned on the gift, we're going to include this too. And remember, you're also going to receive blah, 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 blah. Now, if you guys get an email like this after you register for the webinar, are you guys going to attend that webinar, yes or no? Are you more likely to attend that webinar when there's things like this in here, when we have what we're called webinar enhancers? Yes or no? Everybody on the call answer that question. Joy says, hell yes. Ray says yes. Louis says yes. Of course you are. And you know what? I know this because I have statistics on everybody. I know exactly what it is that triggers you to take action. Okay? And now I'm sharing it with you. All right, so let's go down a little bit further. It's going to get complicated, right? Look at what we got. Now we have alternative B. This is one that goes out if they have a pre-survey added. So if I come back over here and if I turn on this bad boy, okay? Watch what happens. Now, hey there, we're about 1 day away from rocketing out with this webinar. And by the way, we have this all timed up inside the autoresponder, ready to match your emails and everything else with the timing and the countdown timers and everything, okay? So we're about 1 day away from rocking out with this webinar, and I have to tell you, the questions are pouring in. This response has been nothing short of amazing. I wanted you to know that I will be answering all the questions you have live on the call. We're gonna have a great time. Now, if you can do me a big favor, I want to make sure this is the best webinar you've ever attended. So as a result, I put together a simple little survey that I'd like you to take so that I know what area you need the most help in. Click here to take my little survey. And look what we're going to do. We're going to include that pre-survey link that you've turned on, right? Now, I need you to check your email. Make sure you received the webinar join link. If you didn't, please let me know, as I want to make sure your seat is reserved. Here's what you're going to discover. Da, 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 da. All right? So here's how to be the most successful with this amazing presentation. Take my short little survey by clicking here. We put the survey link here. Now, notice it's in color, which means if you've turned that gift on, then we're going to pull it in. Download the webinar resource. So download Lead Gen Monopoly, and then we put in the URL there. Make sure you have a webinar join link in your mail. Show up a few minutes early. You don't want to lose your spot. Don't leave the webinar once you're signed on. Okay, there you go. That's my advice for you. See you on the webinar, your name. How many people are starting to understand this logic? Are you starting to get it? Wherever there's a color, if you turn that gift on, or if you turn that enhancer on, that means that we're going to remind them in the email. So we're doing two things. Number one, we're either going to replace the whole email with an alternative, or number two, we're going to pull in little sections to existing emails. Okay, so you can see here, click here and take my survey, right? So look, you guys read this one before, the T-minus 1 hour. Yes, we're getting ready to lift off. This is your last warning. Webinar time is fast approaching. Here's what you need to do. Click here and take my survey. Wrap up whatever it is you're working on. Head to Starbucks, pick up a caramel macchiato. Make sure Facebook, email, Skype is all closed. Have a pen and notepad ready. Let's rock this thing. Now, since there's an hour, I don't really want them going through my resource at this point. I want them focused on getting on the call. Does that make sense? I want them focused on getting on the call. Okay, now, oh, look here. Now we have a PSS. Also remember, I have a special gift for you just attending this call. You're going to love it, right? 15 minutes till showtime. Look, we got the blue, which means there's a gift. Are you joining us? We're getting ready to do a live training call. It's going to go down in 15 minutes. I also have something special I'm going to give you on this presentation just for attending, but you have to sign on to find out what that is. See, it's in blue. So if you have that gift selected, it shows up. If you don't, it's not here. And the email reads just fine without it. Okay? So we come down here, good, 15 minutes. Now we're starting to get short, right? So nothing, there's no enhancer there. All we want to do is get them on the call. Just get them on the call. And now, if you guys are good, you ready to get really complicated? So that was the indoctrination, right? So basically we reminded them a gift. We asked them to take a survey before they get on the webinar. And if we chose to, we gave them some kind of blueprint, some kind of PDF to either help them with the webinar, get them excited about the webinar, or pre-sell the webinar. Is this making sense to everybody? Now, you don't have to use these things, but I'm telling you right now, the reason why I get monster conversions on the webinar, we've gone out there and done 6-figure webinars, guys. At one point, it was about 6 years ago, I was doing webinars out in Philadelphia for another program, and they cleared over 7 figures with our webinar. And this is exactly what I was doing. I was using Infusionsoft, cloning sales funnels, running webinars for these guys, and they cleared over 7 figures on it. And this was all the tricks. I pulled out all the tricks in the book. Okay, so now if we come down here, look what we got, webinar replays. Now it's going to get complicated, right? So 1 hour after the webinar is done, same email, okay? And then we come down here. I actually don't think I've done these yet, but I'll just go ahead and tell you. If I come back over here, I wanted to make sure that the development was keeping up with what I'm doing. What's going to happen is, as a matter of fact, I think I did write it. Hold on. I think I did write it, but I don't think I highlighted it because it was getting kind of confusing. Let me see. Replay, webinar title. Did you miss the Webby? Let me see. Yeah, see, there's some difference in here. So look, added bonus for you. Hey there, oh boy, you're going to love this. So the other day we ran a webinar called this. You learn how to do this. Now today I'm going to sweeten the deal for you. I'm going to give you post-webinar resource title. Okay, so if we come back over here and look for here, you see that we have webinar resources, but this is post, which means we're going to give them some kind of PDF, some kind of blueprint or something after the webinar. Now, this is to help you get the sale. Does everybody understand the difference between the post and the pre? Okay, so if we come back and look at that again, right? I'm going to give you Lead Gen Monopoly, and here's the URL, right? Here's what it's going to do for you, okay? And then this should be description. So I'm glad I haven't done these yet. This will be the description for it, okay? This stuff was really confusing to do the other night. Okay, awesome, right? If I was you, I'd stop what you're doing and start downloading it while it's available. Click here to download the da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, all the best. If you didn't get to see the replay, no worries. There's still time to catch it. Okay, we put the URL in there. All right, so we have post-webinar resources. Let me show you what else. Let's see, click here to watch the replay. Okay, this is an email that'll go out if they've added Q&A questions. So this email here is usually not inside your sequence, guys, but if you turn on the Q&As, which are right here, if you turn this on, then this email gets added 6 hours before close. So the top question is about the webinar title, right? So look at this. Thanks again for joining me on the webinar title. I had a blast on the call. I hope you did too. I did my best trying to answer everybody's questions. More questions started rolling in after the call had been completed. So I thought, you know what? I'll just put together a quick little email and address the most common questions that came in. I did my best trying to answer all the questions, but I just couldn't keep up, and unfortunately we ran out of time before I got to everyone, so let's get to it. Question number 1, answer number 1. Question number 2, answer number 2. Hopefully I was able to address any questions you've had. Don't forget, there's still time to check out the replay before we have it taken down, so if I were you, I'd watch the replay right now and see if the offer is still available. Pretty powerful stuff, guys, right? So then we go into 3-hour close, right? Yep, we did that the other day, and now it's time to take it down. I hope you had a chance to watch the webinar replay. Here's what we covered. If you missed it, you still have a little bit of time. Click here to watch replay before it gets taken down. Short and sweet. But here's another extra email that we're going to hit 2 hours before it closes, right? This is where you've gone and activated testimonials. So if you turn on your testimonials, okay, hey there, I want to share the comments that are coming in from the webinar we did the other day. See for yourself. Testimonial number 1. So yeah. This will be the description and the name, the description, the name, the description, the name, right? So there you have it. I can't wait to receive your comments. Click here to check out the replay and get started. Now, if you choose to, you can make this the order form. If you want to send them right to the order form, you can. If you want to have the replay and the order form, you can. I'll show them how easy you're going to pull that in, right? So that's an extra trigger. We come down here, we have another trigger, right? This is 2 hours before close. This email will go out if they've added bonuses. So if I come over here, and if you've added bonuses to the webinar, then this email goes out, right? Wow, bonus recap for, in the webinar title. Wow, this thing is just going crazy. So many questions rolling in. We got some questions regarding the bonuses that are going to be given out when you take us up on our offer. Here they are. Bonus title number 1, number 2, number 3, however many you have, they're all going to appear there, but you have to act fast. These bonuses are about to go away. You have 3 options. Option number 1, watch the replay, put the replay link in. Option number 2, go directly to the order form and get started unlocking these bonuses, order form. Option number 3, do nothing, expect nothing in return. Hopefully you're not the type to click option number 3. Let's do it. See you on the inside. And then we come down here, half hour, the doors are closing. Here it is in a nutshell. Hopefully you've had time to watch a webinar replay. It's decision time. What are you going to do? Most people don't do anything. I hope that's not you. Here's what's included with the offer. Order title number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now look, it's in pink, which means if we have turned something on, this is going to show. And it happens to be your bonuses. And don't forget, you're also going to get these bonuses as well. Bonus number 1, number 2, number 3. We automatically pull it in. Whenever you see it in color, it's a matter of if you turned it on or off. But you have to act fast. These bonuses will not be available for long. So if you're ready, click here to place your order. Now we got the order form link. There you have it. You have an hour to decide. The replay and the order form will be taken offline. Let's do this. All the best. Your name. P.S. Don't hesitate on this. That page will be taken down. You'll lose the opportunity forever. Okay, now we got an extra email is going to go out 15 minutes after the close. This is my favorite email, guys, and I usually give this to you live on the webinar if you haven't purchased, but the subject is close, can I get your opinion? So if you have turned on this bad boy right here, survey link, post, definitely one of my favorite surveys of all time. Hey, if you haven't already, can you please take this simple little survey for me so that I can help you in the future? Click here to take my survey, post survey. It will only take you a minute. Thanks, your name. So, is everybody understanding where the webinar enhancers come in and the logic that is involved with this? Like, it is so complicated. It's not even funny. Like I was racking my brain the other day and I asked Jimena, I'm like, can you help me with this? And she looked at it. She's like, hey, darling, you're on your own. That is some confusing stuff, what you're doing. But I think we got it down. So how that works is if you come over here to like the indoctrination, And what I got to do now is I got to take the time to come in here, and there's things that I know how to do. I know what needs to be bold. I know what needs to be italicized. I know that it needs to be about like this kind of width here. Like I know all these things. Like now that we've got them all loaded here and we've got it to where we've got the fields here, when you guys get to this, things are going to be bolded. They're going to be italicized. They're going to be underlined. And it's not going to have the field name here, but it's actually going to pull in the data that you've submitted for that field, so that you're going to want to go through. We're doing our best to get you what you need to get you started, but you're still going to want to read it and make sure it reads right. So you'll say, just a quick reminder, let you know that we're still ready to rock with the webinar on Tuesday. Okay, that makes sense to me, right? I can't tell you how excited I am to host this for you. You should have the webinar join link in your email. If you don't, please let me know and I'll make sure we get you registered. Here's what you're about to discover. So then you're going to go through and you're going to read your webinar benefit. You're going to make sure it makes sense, right? So you guys are going to have to spend a little bit of time doing that. But look at here. Let's say that you don't want to have the webinar benefit here. Well, what you can do is you can come over here and you can click insert, and you can automatically insert any one of the links that you have up here. And notice we also have a bridge page. So what is a bridge page? Well, you guys will see us do this, and we do it a lot. What we'll do is we'll shoot a video, and we'll have a case study, or we'll have some extra demonstration, or we'll have a walkthrough, or something. We'll have some other angle or something, and it'll be on a simple bridge page. And a bridge page is basically a headline, a video, and a button. And so what you're able to do is you're able to come over here, and you're able to create as many bridge pages as you want. And so how that'll work is you'll pull in bridge number 1, bridge number 2, bridge number 3. So there's nothing for you guys to check. There's nothing for you to get confused on. You just come over here and you're just going to choose your link, and then it's just going to pull it in just like that. And so what we'll do, and I don't know if they've done this yet, is it'll be something like this, right? So watch the replay now, which that doesn't make sense for an indoctrination series, but watch this. I'm going to highlight this, and how I envision this happening, because I did it in Easy Links. Once it's highlighted, you'll come over here and you'll go ahead and click this here, and there you go. That's what happens. Now we just went and linked this to your replay. Is this making sense? And over here on the side, if you want to pull in the, if you don't want to do it from the menu, you can just come over here. And so over here, we're going to have the links. I'm going to have the links over here, and then I'm going to have like your webinar time, your webinar title, your webinar description, your registry. We're not going to have any URLs over here, but we're going to have the data fields over here. Okay, so now you guys are starting to understand why this has taken as long as it has. Nobody else has been able to do this. And if we want to come over here and add another email, we can. So I have this massive 5-day series for you or whatever. But if you set the time for your webinar to go on this day, your replay starts on this day, and your offer closes on this day, and we know, okay, we only have 3 days to do like the replay series, then what happens is we're going to remove the extra emails. You won't even see the extra emails. You'll just have enough to get through your 2 days. And then if you choose the enhancers or whatever, the enhancers are set off to go at specific times. So we know, okay, let's bring the testimonials at this point. Let's throw in extra bonuses an hour before they close. Let's do this, let's do that. So then the enhancers will be put in there. But if for some reason you don't want to have one of these emails, well, number 1, you can come over here and change it. Number 2, you'll just be able to remove it. And then you come over here, we'll do our best to set the times for you to where it makes sense with your offer, with the countdown timer, with your replay page, with everything. But you can even override what we've done. Now, how many people feel like you're going to be able to succeed with this? Yes or no? Good. Yeah, I absolutely know you will. I know that this works. I know this works. This is the part where everybody lacks. They don't know how to do the emails. They don't know how to do the replays. They don't know how to do the indoctrination. And if they do, they don't know how important it is, or vice versa. Like, you have to have this stuff in here, guys. You just have to. So my next step, now that we have this functionality there, and we're still working on it, we're still pulling in the data and everything else, but once we get a good base, you guys know we'll just keep building on it over and over and over. And eventually we'll find a way to integrate easy links. But my next step is to get it to where when you click on webinar funnel, instead of seeing this, you're going to see a dashboard first, so that you can then go and create a brand new funnel, or however we're going to do it, and then you can tie it to that course. But we're also going to have it, if I come over here to setup, and if I come over here to order setup and you choose your package, we're going to have it to where you don't have to do a package either. You can just send it to a cart page or whatever else. And then that way, if you just want to go set up a webinar and you don't want it tied to any specific product, then you won't have to do that. Cool? So what do you guys think? Are you excited? It's been so much work, and I see a lot of questions coming in about the auto webinar. If I could just kind of show you the one that we're doing here that I'm getting ready to run. You see that there's a place over here for the Hangout code. And so that's how we do that. Google actually gives me a Hangout code. If I have time, I don't think I do, but I wanted to come over here. There's something called live stream. It's not cheap, but very, very effective. And this also gives me an embed code, and it works with Zoom. Now, the reason why we're using Zoom is because Zoom is actually a webinar platform. And so you know, everybody's gonna say, well, why don't you use Vimeo? Why don't you use that? Why don't? Well, no, you want to use a webinar platform so that you can have other people on the webinar, and Zoom does some really cool things, but Zoom also works with Google Hangouts, and it also works with live stream. Okay, so when you guys, if I come over here to the auto webinar funnel, I don't know if I can show you this, but I'll try. If I come over here to your links, let me see if I can see it here. Is this the replay page? That's not the one I want to show you. I want to show you the actual, yeah. So this here is our auto webinar funnel, and I'm actually even changing things on this as well. So I don't know if this video is going to start playing or not, but you're going to be able to color your background, and you can speed all this up. You can do all this crazy stuff. I need a mute button on this. I don't think that works yet. Okay, maybe it does. Nope, it doesn't. Hey gang, how's everybody doing? It will work. If you guys can hear me, I don't have my mic today. I don't know why it's not. But look over here on the side. Go ahead and type in the chat here. Let me know. See, it's got today's date, today's time. Hear me? Hi Ted. Hi Sharita. Hi Carol. Good. So good. Let's go ahead and do a roll call real quick. Originally, guys, what I was going to do originally was I was just going to leave it there. I was going to have it to where you pull in a video, and you know, then you can do your auto webinar. But now that we have figured out how to do this with like Zoom or you know, the Hangouts or any of those things, we're going to have it to where you can also pull in that embed code. Let me get back to it. You can also pull in that embed code, and you can put it right here as well. Right? So you guys will be able to actually run a webinar in that platform. Now, the reason why it's cool is you have to know that I'm going to do some really cool stuff here. And so you can see here's all these comments that came in. Okay, I don't even know if this was from the other day or what, but what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to come over here and approve this comment, approve it, approve it, approve it, approve it, approve it, or you can go ahead and edit it, or you can go ahead and delete it out. Okay, but what this is going to do is it's going to record those comments so that it plays inside of your auto webinar. Does that make sense? So it's pretty awesome stuff, and it's definitely going to bring everything to full circle. And I think it's just going to be very, very easy for you guys to figure out what everything does, and you don't have to worry about linking anything. You don't have to worry about autoresponder codes. You don't have to worry about delivery with your course. You don't have to worry about anything like that. And we won't have this right away, but I see a very, very just amazing opportunity with having everything in one platform, because what we're going to do is we're going to be able to eventually tell you, okay, here's the people that attended your webinar. Here's the people that here's the people that registered. here's the people that actually watched the webinar, and here's the people that bought. So let's say that everybody that registered and everybody that didn't attended, what if I told you that my goal would be to put them in a nurture series, meaning there's a reason they didn't attend. Yeah, maybe they're busy, maybe this, maybe that, but maybe they don't trust me. Maybe they don't know me. Maybe they don't like me, whatever the case may be. So I'm going to put them in a nurture series either way. That's where our free product sequence came in. I hope we get some light bulbs there, guys. So what's going to happen is everybody that was a part of my webinar, I'm going to go put them in a free product sequence as well. So what's going to happen is they're going to get emails saying, hey, I'm in a great mood, so I want to give you this. 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 Oh, by the way, I'm selling this, but you're going to get a special deal on it, right? So giving, and selling. And then what do you think is going to happen when you put your next webinar registration out there, guys? What do you think is going to happen? Exactly. They're more inclined to attend your webinar. We're able to do all that in the same system. The other thing that we're able to do is when we get the dashboard set up to where you will have the different webinars that you've gone and created, I'm going to have it to where, let's say that you got webinar A, webinar B, webinar C, and webinar D, and webinar D is a new one. And what we want to do is everybody that attended webinar A, B, and C, let's automatically register them inside of webinar D, and they're already registered, and so they'll be put in the indoctrination series. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. So there's a lot of questions coming up saying, when am I going to get access and everything? You guys are going to have access to these webinar funnels and everything here pretty quick. Obviously, you see, I don't want to give you access yet until I at least have this part here fixed, because this is going to confuse a lot of you. So we're working day and night on this right here, and you can kind of see the direction we're going, how powerful it's going to be, and then we're just going to open that up to you. So I don't think we're very far away. I know, Bradley, you're saying that I attended Steve's webinar and you don't see it yet. You won't see this yet. This is just on my dashboard, and the reason why is I spend a lot of time going through and making sure that everything is up to par before I put it out to you guys. Like, I know you're new, Bradley, but just understand that we put a lot of care into our customers, and we don't want you frustrated, and we want you actually using the system. So let me just keep going through it, and let me kind of tailor these things, and let me make sure that they're formatted properly and everything else where you guys are going to rock with it. And then, yeah, it'll be inside your system. Cool. Okay, so if there's any questions, guys, I knew it was time to kind of show you this, but if there's any questions, if you would put your hands up or ask them in the chat here, and let me know, because I am about 2 hours and 24 minutes away from this webinar right here starting. Matter of fact, why don't you guys do me a favor really quick and go to specialvipaccess.com/webinar. Type in the chat here really quick. Let me see if this is coming in real time here. If you guys will do that real quick. specialvipaccess.com/webinar. I'm actually changing this. This is a different layout than what you guys saw. So type in the chat here. Let me go ahead and drop it in there, and I want to see, you guys can actually start typing in this chat before we've even started the webinar, right? So let me see if I can put that there. All right, I put the link in the chat. Why don't you guys go ahead and click on it and type something here. I want to see if it pops up. What you got to do is you got to join the chat up here at the top, and then you'll go ahead and type something in. And I see that somebody has their hand up, so let me just check over here real quick. Where'd it go? Okay, Kingsley. Kingsley, do you have a mic? No, I think Kingsley just left. Oh, he put his hand down. So you're good? You don't need... Okay. All right. Cool. All right, look. So look, the comments are coming in real time, and my next goal is to have it to where it automatically will scroll. So the latest comment will be at the bottom. So yeah, this is how this is going to work. And I think you guys will have the same exact thing. So you'll have your choice of layouts and everything else. And I really like this comment system. I think it's really good. And yeah, it's perfect. It's going to go really good, guys. Like everything is starting to make a lot of sense with what we're doing with Survey, Everlesson, you know, Easy Links, this platform here, like everything's just rocking really well. Okay, so if there's no other questions, let me just scroll through the chat really quick and make sure. Bless you, Chad. That will be great. You're doing some thinking for us. Yeah, thinking is an understatement, but I like it. I like it because you guys have to know that what I just showed you on this call, I'm going to be able to use myself and be so much more organized and profitable in my business. Let's see if I can get Kingsley again. Kingsley, if you have a mic, can you unmute yourself? Let's see. Hell yeah. An alternate email because of action. Yes. Kingsley, how are you? Are you there? Kingsley, you're unmuted if you want to talk. Okay, he muted himself. All right, Bradley's saying, where is the survey generated from? So the survey can be generated from anywhere. Obviously, you know, I'm probably, I'm a little prejudiced towards our survey platform. I really like our survey platform. Matter of fact, I can just kind of show you guys. Do you want to see, let's see. I can never remember what the damn, let me think, what's it called? Somebody give me the link to survey to log in. My login something. What is it? I'll show you one of the surveys that we did just the other night. What is it, guys? Let me check Trello and see if I can get it. Somebody give me the login to get into survey. Let's see. Where is it at? Go to webinar. Okay, here it is. So my login.site. Okay. So I'm going to show you a, yeah, there it is, my login.site. Everybody gave it to me at once. I'm going to show you, we only had a few people on the call the other day, but let's see if we actually got anybody responding, and then you can kind of see how. I'll show you a post survey, and I'll show you a pre-survey so that you understand the power behind these, okay? So let me see if I can get this to open up. Okay, let's see if we can get this. All right, cool. And if I come over here to my surveys, which by the way, we're changing this whole entire dashboard. Right now we're working on the sales pipeline. That's a call for another day. But webinar feedback, simple creation video. So not a big response to it, but we didn't have a lot of people on that call. So yeah, so if I come over here to, is it this one here? Yeah, so you can see that here's what the group results said. So how was the overall length of the webinar? And you see that 50% said it could have been a little shorter. What do you think of the content of the webinar? 100%. I learned. Granted, this is only 2 responses, right? So I don't know why a lot of people didn't take this survey. We kind of had a lot of problems on that call. But let me see if I got another one here that I can show you. So here's one right here, feedback from immersion training. So if I look at this one, so this is another post survey. And so you can see how was the overall length of the webinar, and look at the information I'm getting here. So 44% said it could have been a little shorter, 32% said I thought it was about right, and then 15% thought it was way too long. What do you think of the content of the webinar? So 50% says I learned quite a bit I didn't know. That's good for me. What is your main reason for attending the webinar? And so 68% said I wanted to know more about the offer, and 33% said I liked hearing from Chad. How well did you understand the offer? Okay. And then over here, what is the biggest takeaway from this webinar? And then if I open this up, everybody's gonna give me their answers, right? So this is our survey platform. And so that's a post webinar. But now let me see if I can find my little daughter who's 13 years old. She did a pre survey. And so if you look at this one, it was pretty little. She was just getting started. But you can see here, she had, out of 14 views, 11 responses, right? So she asked the question, do you have children yourself? And you could say that 54% said, yes, I do. What do you think the kids would be most interested in learning? Check all that apply. And so you can see that she got a lot of information here. So you think children would be more inclined to learn from me versus an adult? And 81% said yes. See, I mean, we can sit here and guess how effective Katarina is going to be and how well she's going to be able to motivate people. But look, if you just put together a simple little survey and you include it in your series, then you guys are going to get these kind of responses. Does this make sense? Are we having any light bulb moments now, what you're able to do? And it doesn't matter if you do this with our platform, if you do it with, you know, SurveyMonkey, social surveys, whatever you do, I want you're going to learn how to create simple little surveys like this. And once you get one, you just go in there and you just clone it over and over and over. And you can just keep using it for your different webinars, right? So before I was doing this, we had our other, let me see if I can get in there. We had our other platform called Social Surveys. Let me see if I can get in there. Well, hi guys, Chad. Nice. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can get in there. Okay, I'll show you that, you know, I've been doing this for a very, very long time. So if I come in here, you see that I got webinar feedback here. So let me come over here to my statistics and survey statistics. And so survey statistics, is it going to open? Yeah, so you can see that I got all of these different surveys here. And I'll kind of show you just by going through this, like webinar feedback for some masterclass. So out of this, as soon as it opens, you see that we had 581 visitors, 393 total entries, right? So we're able to get a lot of information from this. And if I come down here to, let's see what else, webinar survey, webinar reband masterclass. So we can look at this. Oops, no, I don't want to do that. I just want to load the statistics so you guys can kind of see 155 visitors, 56 total entries, right? And so this was good. I mean, it gave me the information I needed. It's a good system, but the reason why we built Survey was so that we could go more individual with people and we could take them into a pipeline, right? So there you go. All right, guys, did you get a lot of value on the call? Now you see the direction we're going and you know what the end goal is. We're pretty close. We're pretty close. I'm pretty happy. It's going to be a very, very good year. We have our events that we're working on. We have EverFunnels. We have Survey that is just hot and heavy right now. Just all kinds of cool stuff going on. And just kind of give you guys a sneak peek, we're actually making changes to our group software as well. I realize that there's so much we can do with this, that groups are all prospects and we just need a way to manage those different prospects. So this is all being built out right now too. So if you bought Davin's webinar and I owe you that bonus, oh wow, you definitely struck, that was a gold mine for you. You're gonna love what we're doing with that software. And the goal is to be able to take those leads from that software and go load them into our sales pipeline and all kinds of cool stuff. So hopefully you guys are excited. And remember, let me just come over here really quick. So we got a special VIP access /webinar, and I did that with easy links, right? So if I open this up, you can see that everybody is commenting here. Cool, awesome. So we got an hour and 53 minutes. I think I'm gonna go pour me a cup of coffee, put together those slides, and I'll see you guys on session number 2. Thank you so much. Don't forget, we have the survey Q&A tomorrow as well. I can't wait to show you what's going on there with the sales pipeline and everything else. So you guys, I'll see you in about an hour and a half. Take care.